GHS is proud to be a multinational organization, let's put it that way. We employ people from 32 countries in this company.
We have a great team. It's an honor to work with those people. Everybody gives their best.
And the company may have its heart in Bavaria, but its soul is all over the world.
So in addition to the personal connection, there is also the opportunity that GHS is giving me to grow up professionally.
That's the way that they are putting for people, trying to know what exactly the people want and trying to make it easier for them, because we are already making missions at different places that are having hard environment when you go there.
Push limits, go to the limits, take some pain and go forward. This is our outstanding performance, I would say.
It's not just the job, and you need a special sort of person who recognizes it's not just the job. At the end of the day, just before you go to sleep, you can think, I did a good job today, we did a good job today. And that is what it's about.
We have founded GHS as a compact, strong team in 2014 with the aim to provide first-class helicopter aviation services to the humanitarian community in crisis environments in Africa. The core team of GHS has worked in this environment already for over a decade in a different constellation. The aim was to combine latest state-of-the-art tools, processes and regulatory changes with kind of operation that we all have been in.
For the first year, for the founding of the company, we have been lucky and established already a contract during the first year for operation, but also for maintenance.
With Médecins Sans Frontières at this time, it was whilst the Ebola crisis in Sierra Leone, where there was a desperate need for helicopter operations, and at this time we were the only ones who were able, capable and ready to go immediately. And yeah, this is where GHS success story started. It was in Sierra Leone, Freetown. It quickly developed into an operation of 3 helicopters for the World Food Programme and the British government. This until 2016 then.
Since then, we flew 35,000 flight hours within 44,000 missions, which is actually quite a lot. Meanwhile, we're operating 10 helicopters, 3 different types, at 5 different mission bases. To ensure the quality of our missions and of all our projects, we moved to a new place in Kirchenscheuring, which we love to call CAS, with the whole organizational team, the HQ, as well as the ATO and the third-party maintenance.
Yeah, the development of the company in terms of the maintenance businesses. We have moved here in 2020, so we had the opportunity to have this nice company area here with 4 hangars. And we decided that one of the hangar we will modify to an aircraft maintenance facility. That was basically the starting point of the maintenance in Kirchenscheuring at the headquarter. Back in 2020, it really kicked off in terms of the third-party maintenance, where we could win some leasing companies, some outside customers for the maintenance services on the Super Puma helicopters. And this is our key focus here. So in terms of the third-party projects, we are doing maintenance on Super Pumas. In 2023, we managed to produce 16,000 man-hours on third-party maintenance within our facilities, because the demand is so high on requests and on projects on the Super Puma side that we had to expand already. I would describe the people in GHS that everybody is highly motivated, try to do the best efforts in terms of their responsibilities and their jobs.
We have never been, let's say, a German team or an Austrian team. We have always been a very colorful team, let's put it that way. And this is as well something that really makes GHS, and it's something where we are very proud of.
Everybody's individual. I mean, we all know that, but here you can really see that. and everybody's allowed to be who they are. Everybody brings in their own asset, their own knowledge, their own history, and it makes this team to what it is.
It's all of the people are just working together. Everyone is taking care of the other. You don't feel that there is any kind of barriers between the management and the pilots, that they are all just, you can just ask whatever you want and they will try as much as possible to help you. It's a friendly environment basically.
Being a close team and how our teams bond when they go away is pretty amazing. When you see a group of a new guy that comes into mission and very quickly he's brought in and is within the group, and that's one of the strengths of the missions, is that people actually bond together. So it is definitely a team feeling when you're away. The missions are very team orientated, which is an absolute must in these environments.
We try always to include as many local supporter as we can get in different locations, like make it Sudan, Nigeria, Western Sahara. We're sponsoring or we're developing, of course, our local partners or our local employees.
Of course, we can manage here. We can give directions, but in the end, those who perform the services that we do are our people in the field. That means the engineers and pilots and project managers and ACMs. All those guys are extremely important to GHS, and only due to their efforts day in, day out, and this team spirit that comes with it, we can be as successful as we are today.
Africa is definitely a demanding place. It's not boring at all. There's no day the same. Every day is very different. Africa comes with challenges in politics, and then we have the cultural aspects, living there and eating. Some people suffer for the first few months of eating the food. It's not Western food as we like to have it every day. If you like rice and chicken, or if you don't like rice and chicken, there's plenty of chicken and rice to have. So that's pretty much the diet for most people. Then once you're there and you're set up and you're operating there, we have the weather. Africa can be pretty tough in terms of environment to operate in.
In the first rotation was like, what is this? Everything you touch, you feel it, it's burning.
Most of the time we are above 30 degrees, and in the rainy season it's quite humid, so the performance quite often close to the limits.
One of the most challenging items for our field engineers are, of course, the maintenance in the field, because the engineer go there with basically a toolbox, some ingredients, some spare parts, and only after a certain time we can establish a proper maintenance facility there. And in the meantime, all the engineers deliver extraordinary efforts, extraordinary work, because they do the maintenance on the ramps with 40 to 50 degree outside temperature, and you will never hear a complaint from our engineers.
So we operate different aircraft. We're learning a lot as we go along. We fly the Bell 412, which is our main bread and butter. That's our main aircraft. That's very robust for Africa. It is a workhorse. We call it the tractor. Then we also operate with the H225. That aircraft is very large, very big, very fast. And we've just started with a new aircraft type, which is the S-76 in Burkina Faso.
And basically our job is to make the life of the people that are suffering easier. Take customers from place to place where there is confliction and things that's happening in these areas that it's not easy for them to go via vehicles. Sometimes we are sending cargo baggage for them. Sometimes we are making, in case that they are having any kind of emergency, we can help with that. Maybe taking some of our customers to the hospital or something like that, depending on the situation.
The plan could change in a few minutes. So you could be on a mission doing cargo. You could be on a mission that's doing passengers, and then have the day planned, and then suddenly you get changed because there's a medical emergency. So now you become an air ambulance and you could be going anywhere.
You are dealing with things that make you sometimes very excited, some other times it's very hard. It's all depending on the missions itself and the people, everything. But there are some things that you always memorize just while going on and on.
We got this call, and there were some wounded in one of the spots that we cover with helicopters. And basically there were two child that they step in a ID. Okay, so it's mine. And one of them lost one leg. And yeah, I was quite happy to go there, take it and flight it back safe, and it was, emotionally speaking, quite deep.
I respect them all because they it's not just the job, and clearly it's not just the job. They go to remote, austere locations. They leave their families behind and they go and do the missions. The sense of pride when people have achieved, say, a medical mission, and the sense of pride from everybody and the support that goes into making that mission happen. Everybody does it professionally and just in almost a routine way, but at the end of the day, they know they've achieved something good, and you can feel that within the team. So it's not just about getting paid, it's about achieving the missions, mission by mission.
Well, basically there was a saying that was said just as a kind of a joke, that your teacher will tell you that you're not going to get paid for looking out of the window. But basically, I'm getting paid for doing that. Every day you are just having an interesting day. You are enjoying every moment, and that's a bliss. You have to say thank God every day just for this.
Every 6 months we are supposed to do some training. We can train here in the simulator all the kind of emergency that in the real life are or impossible or dangerous to train. So it's quite realistic. There is a first phase is kind of recurrent training. You have to do, depends on the situation of the pilot, or your OPC, it's your operational proficiency check, or your LPC. So basically on the LPC you have to renew your license, because every year your type rating on the helicopter is expiring.
And on the other hand, always ends with a check flight. Okay, so it's a recurrent training, refreshing. We do classroom, we do theoretical stuff, we do CRM stuff, classroom here as well, and flying. Here we have a couple of training facilities. It's the nature of different types. So here the Bell series, 212, 412. Training we do here at Stockholm, at CAE. We already signed a contract to have our own simulator, and we have the Puma. This is the Airbus product, so we train at Marseille, at Airbus helicopter. And we have the Sikorsky, old-fashioned one. That is now the last simulator, and where we train is in Aberdeen. The reason we founded the ATO is quite simple, because training is a complex job. You need simulators, you need instructors, you need helicopters, and it's hard to deal with other ATOs. And that makes us most flexible to accommodate our development by growing company. At helicopters we need pilots, and that makes it very flexible and very short and very efficient. So we can offer all courses for the three types we have. So on the Bell, the Puma and the 76, we do initial type ratings, multi-pilot, single pilot, IFR, including MCC. We do type rating instructor training on those different courses. So a lot of, and it's just the basic. We can grow at that point, definitely. So.
Checklist complete.
As we all know, crises never end, so it is kind of a demand that is always there. In 2014, when we actually started to establish GHS, the demand was higher than ever before for helicopter operations and helicopter services.
And it's always about the mission to me. As long as you have a mission, then we have a reason to go and do it. And that reason, being humanitarian, there's no greater feeling than actually achieving humanitarian goals, assisting, knowing that you've actually participated and helped in achieving good stuff, good work.
You find out that you are trying to do something good for yourself and for the people and trying to make them have a better life. So hopefully we are making an effect.
We at GHS are definitely more than just colleagues and not just crew members.
It's a challenging job every day, which makes fun. And beside that, it's still like a small family.
Where everybody brings their own individual asset, which makes this team so special.
Due to the growth of the company and significantly increased complexity, we were in need to change our internal management structures and IT communication platforms to be prepared for the future and whatever comes next to GHS. And whilst doing this, I was really, I wouldn't say shocked, but I really had a silent moment when I saw the number of accounts we had to switch from one platform to the other. And there I realized we started this company with first 3, then 5, then 7 employees. And today we are more than 200 people working under the umbrella of GHS from 32 nations. And I have to say, we still are an extremely strong team, and that makes me proud.